Crunch Time
with Ryan Kordziel.
It's Crunch Time.
Unbelievable.
This is Kordziel Krunch
with Ryan Kordziel.
Hello and welcome to Kordziel Krunch. The 1969 NFL season was the last one where they had to compete with the AFL. The two leagues would merge after the season and form the current AFC-NFC format we know today. As such, Super Bowl IV was notable for being the last between both leagues and was the last game played in American Football League history. The AFL's Kansas City Chiefs, 3 years removed from their Super Bowl I loss, were led by quarterback Len Dawson and a defense that featured Buck Buchanan, Curly Culp, and Emmett Thomas, among others. The NFL's Minnesota Vikings, making their first appearance in the big game, were led by Pro Bowl quarterback Joe Kapp. The Vikings started off strong as they received the opening kickoff and marched all the way down to the Chiefs' 39-yard line. Unfortunately, they were slowed down by the Chiefs' defense and forced to punt. The Chiefs answered with a 9-play, 42-yard drive down the field, which they capped with a 48-yard field goal by Jan Stenerud to take a 3-0 lead. The Vikings followed with a drive that brought them to midfield, but ultimately ended in a punt. Stenerud's 48-yard field goal stood as the longest for 24 years.
Stenerud picked 27 out of 35 this year. Stenerud booms it there, and it's good. Kansas City goes out in front, and Dawson did a great job of getting that ball down on a snap that came into his midsection. The score, Kansas City 3, Minnesota nothing.
Len Dawson ended the first quarter with 2 completions for 29 yards, but couldn't get anything done as the second quarter got underway, and Stenerud kicked another field goal to increase the Chiefs' lead to 6-0.
Dawson will spot it. Stenerud kicks it. Good. 6-0 Kansas City. 6-0 Kansas City, and back with the Chiefs kickoff in just a moment.
On the second play of the next drive, Vikings wide receiver John Henderson fumbled the ball, and the Chiefs recovered at the 46-yard line. But the Vikings made key defensive stops when Alan Page tackled running back Mike Garrett for a 1-yard loss, and then safety Paul Krause intercepted Dawson.
Dawson throwing long for Taylor. Intercepted. Paul Krause went up and
A delay of game penalty and a poor punt doomed Minnesota, and the Chiefs outmaneuvered the Vikings defense, which allowed Stenerud to kick another field goal and take a 9-0 lead.
7:57 left in the half. Good again. The score is now Kansas City 9 and Minnesota nothing.
Things went from bad to worse for the Vikings when they fumbled the kickoff and the Chiefs recovered it at the 19-yard line. And despite a sack on Len Dawson, Chiefs running back Wendell Hayes gained 13 yards on a draw play, and then Otis Taylor caught a 10-yard pass for a first down at the Vikings' 4-yard line. Mike Garrett then ran in for a touchdown and increased the lead to 16-0.
Dennis is on the left side, and here's Garrett slanting in. He ran by Gibson, the extra defensive lineman who was put in there, and went right in from the 5-yard line for the touchdown, and now it's 15-0 in favor of Kansas City.
The Vikings looked feeble as the first half ended with 2 incompletions, a sack on quarterback Joe Kapp, and a missed field goal. But as the third quarter began, they seemed to pull themselves together, forcing a punt on the opening possession. Kapp completed 4 passes for 47 yards and rushed for an additional 7, and the Vikings were able to get their first third down conversion as part of a 10-play, 69-yard drive that ended when fullback Dave Osborne ran in for a touchdown and gave the Vikings their first score of the game.
Kapp gives to Osborne. Osborne picks his way in for a touchdown. He gave somebody a foot and took it away and popped into the end zone.
I don't know how he managed to hold on to the ball as he made a twist right at the end. That's Tingelhoff 53. Sunday coming behind. Tingelhoff with a good block on Buchanan. Pickup number 41. Oscar Reed does a good job. Watch him flip and watch the ball fly out now. I don't know how he held on. What an effort by Dave Osborne, and you can see he just barely got that football in.
But the Chiefs answered right back when running back Frank Pitts ran for 7 yards and picked up a key first down. After a 15-yard penalty on Minnesota, Dawson threw a short pass to receiver Otis Taylor, who caught it at the Vikings' 41-yard line and ran it back for the touchdown, increasing the Chiefs' lead to 23-7.
Quick snap and the quick pass to Taylor. He got away from McVie. He's inside the 15. He scored! From the 47-yard line.
The Chiefs' defense forced 3 interceptions from Joe Kapp in the fourth quarter and eventually knocked Kapp out of the game altogether, giving Kansas City their first and so far only Super Bowl championship.
The Vikings do not stop the clock, and you can count it down yourself. The score is 23-7. We're going to go to both dressing rooms. Stram is already on the shoulders of his players. And after being vanquished by Green Bay in 1967, the Chiefs are the champions of pro football.
Len Dawson was named Super Bowl MVP, the 4th consecutive quarterback given the honor, and the Chiefs became the first and only team to win a Super Bowl without giving up at least 10 points in a single playoff game. 7 Chiefs players were inducted into the Hall of Fame. Quarterback Len Dawson, defensive end Bobby Bell, defensive tackles Buck Buchanan and Curly Culp, linebacker Willie Lanier, kicker Jan Stenerud, and defensive back Emmett Thomas. Head coach Hank Stram and owner Lamar Hunt have also been inducted. That'll wrap up this episode of Kordziel Krunch. Join me next week when I take a look at some more iconic moments in sports history. For Kordziel Krunch, I'm Ryan Kordziel. Thanks for listening.
Kordziel Krunch.
With Ryan Kordziel.
Ryan Kordziel. Crunch time.